everyone. Welcome back to maths class. Today we are going to start new chapter number 25. It is probability. You know that children, in your daily life we have come across few words such as probably, chances are that, likely, most likely, almost uncertain, most probably, no chances at all. So we use these phrases in our daily life. Let us see few situations also. By looking at the weather, your mother may say, it will probably rain today, you please carry an umbrella. When you are watching a cricket match, you may say that if there is a winning scale towards India, you might be discussing that India has got a good chance of winning the World Cup. So these are the few practical experiences or the experiments, or we can say the situations which are going to occur which is related to probability. Now, let us move on to the probability, which is a branch of mathematics that measures uncertainty of events using numbers. So, whenever it is measured, it says that impossible events are measured as 0 and certain events are measured as 1. And when it comes to the calculation of percentage, 0% represents the impossible events and 100% represents the certain events. The study of the theory of probability is of great mathematical interest and of great practical importances. So some of the basic terms and concepts are very much important to know, and we know that the probability started with gambling, but then it has its widespread over remaining branches like biological sciences with the medicinal field and physical science and commerce and also in weather forecasting. Let us move on to some basic terms and concepts. These terms and concepts are very much important, children. Kindly listen carefully, go through with the examples and keep these terms and concepts in your mind to solve the exercise problems. The first term is experiment. A process which results in some well-defined outcome is known as an experiment. For example, when a coin is tossed, we shall be getting either a head or a tail. That is, its outcome is a head or tail which is well defined. The second example is, for example, you just note down in this image, children, when a coin is tossed, so there are only two chances of outcome, either head or a tail. And when we do this experiment, that is when we toss a coin, we are very much well known that either head or tail will appear. So such kind of experiment where we know the outcome, when the outcomes are well defined, we call it as an experiment. One more example. When a dice is thrown, the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I hope you remember the dice which you used to play while playing a Ludo game. It has 6 faces. It is like a cube shape. So when you throw a dice, either you should get 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So it is fixed. The possible outcomes are fixed. When you throw a dice, either you should get any one number from 1 to 6. So such experiments or such events where the outcome is very much well known, we call them as an experiment. Next topic is random experiment. What is this random experiment? Of course it is an experiment. It means that all the outcomes of the experiments are known in advance, but any specific outcome of the experiment is not known in advance. It means we know that when we toss a coin, either we may get an outcome head or tail, but we don't know either head will appear first or tail will appear first. Such experiments are known as random experiment. So when you throw a dice also, we know that we get the output any one as either 1 to 6, any one number, but exactly we cannot say that when I throw my dice, I'll get as 4. So these are that when outcomes are known in advance but the specific outcomes are not known in advance, we call them as a random experiment. So try to understand the difference between an experiment and a random experiment, children. If you know the outcomes, all the possible outcomes are well known in advance, we call them as an experiment. But random experiments means all the possible outcomes are known in advance but specific outcome is not known in advance. Next it is a sample space. The set of all possible outcomes of an experiment is called sample space and is in general denoted by the letter S. The sample space is very much important to know because we are going to solve the problems based on this sample space. When we toss a coin, it may come up either in two ways, that is head or tail. So there are two possible outcomes of this experiment. Thus the sample space of this experiment is given by S is equal to head comma tail. Next, when we roll a dice once, it may land with any one of its 6 faces pointing upward. Thus, the outcome of the experiment is getting any one of the 6 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Hence, the sample space of the experiment S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. In general, sample space means to list out all the possible outcomes of an experiment. So this is denoted by a capital letter S and the outputs are denoted with the flower bracket by using comma. I hope you remember when you have learned sets, the elements of sets were defined by using a capital letter and the elements were represented or separated by a comma with bounded by flower brackets. Here also always sample space should be denoted by letter S and all the outcomes are within the flower bracket. Each outcome is separated by using a comma. Now, when two coins or when two dice are rolled together, that is a random experiment, what might be the result? So, in one dice it might be 1, the other dice it may be 5. In one dice it might be 2 and in other dice it may be 6. That means if you note down all the possible outcomes, there are 36 outcomes. That is, you can just note down with this example with pictures as well as with numbers. All these 36 are elements what we have marked here or the outcomes are the sample space when two dice are rolled together 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 6, 5 and 6, 6. It is very much compulsory to understand this, children. Just think practically, when you roll a 2 dice, what are all the possible outcomes? So we can, both the dice may have same common element, both the dice may have different element. So what are the possible? Repetitions are not allowed here. What are all the possible outcomes should be written down. So in such case, we have listed in such a way 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 up to 6, 5 and 6, 6. There are 36 outcomes, that is sample space, when two dice are rolled together. In a similar manner, when a coin and a dice is tossed together, just imagine, children, you have a coin, its output is only 2, either head or tail. Along with a coin, you are going to throw a dice. Dice will have 6 outputs, 1 to 6. So when you throw a coin, you may get a head and with 1, head with 2, head with 3, up to head with 6. Similar manner, you may have a tail with 1, tail with 2, tail with 3 and tail with 6. So these are the 12 outcomes which we can notice, which are all called as sample space when a coin and a dice is tossed together. The next topic is equally likely outcomes. What is this? It means when you toss a coin, it is known in advance that the coin will land with its head or tail. In other words, we can say that there are equal chances for the coin to land with its head or tail up. That means When I toss a coin, I cannot say head is having more chance than tail or tail is having more chance to come on head. No, the chances are same. The number of times head may appear is same as number of times that tail may occur over here. We cannot decide whether it is head is having more importance or tail is having more importance. Both head and tail are having equal chances of output. So let us move on to the next topic, that is, are all the outcomes of the experiments are equally likely? What is this equally likely? That means to say, for example, you just imagine you have a bag which contains 6 red and 4 marbles. So when you draw a marble from the bag, the outcomes of a red marble and the outcomes of a blue marble are not equally likely. Why? Because the number of red balls are not equal to number of blue balls. In this experiment, we can say that the experiment here are all, it's not equally likely. The chances of getting red balls are more than the chances of getting blue balls. So in such a case, we say that they are not equally likely. But however, if the bag contains equal number of red red marbles and blue marbles, the outcomes are equally likely. And the last concept is an event. An outcome of a random experiment is called an event. In other words, an event is something that happens. That means, on tossing a coin, the possible outcome is head or tail. Here, getting a head or tail is an event of the experiment of throwing a coin. That means, I have an experiment. In this experiment, I am going to toss a coin. The possible outcome is head or tail, and this experiment are equally likely outcomes. Head and tail are having equal outcomes, but the moment when I toss a coin, now I got head. This is called as an event. So till point number 4, what we discussed are the rules or the chances, what happens when an experiment has been done. But when the output is out, we call it as an event. So these are very simple words. Try to correlate in your daily activities and keep up this in mind. Let me brief out children. First we started how we are going to use probability in our daily life. The first very much point is experiment. A process which results in some well-defined outcomes is known as an experiment. If you know what are the outputs of your experiment, it is called as an experiment. Random experiment means we know that all the possible outcomes of the experiment in advance, but specific outcomes is not known in advance. Sample space is nothing but to list out all the possible outcomes of an experiment. It is denoted by letter S. And when you think of equally likely outcomes, whether or all the outcomes of all the experiments are equally likely? No. Few experiments are equally likely and few are not. And an event is nothing but an outcome of a random experiment. In other words, an event is something that happens. So all these points, all these terms we understood with only 2 examples. One is tossing a coin, other one is throwing a dice. So when you toss a coin, it is an experiment and it is also a random experiment. Why? Because we know the possible outcomes. And the sample space is 2, head comma tail, and they are equally likely outcomes. The outcome of head is equal to the outcome of tail, and when I toss my coin, the output is tail. That means it is an event. So these terms will be very much clear to you when you go into the problems, children. By tomorrow we are going to start exercise problems. Read this once, and it is not necessary to copy it into classwork. Go through and keep it in your mind. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.